Okay, guys, we are live. Okay, this is the Irish Podcast Episode X finale. I'm your host, the Titanfall Princess. But enough about me. Let's have the panel introduce themselves. We'll start out with Frozen. Go ahead,
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Mr. Corleone,
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Coleon. Hope everybody's good. Let's get it.
Craig Harris,
Hey, what's up? Thanks for the Vine Princess, and ready to talk some games and other things that's happening. Thanks for the invite.
sounds good. Rambo,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say me. It's me,
Yeah.
Rainbow. Just ready to actually talk some games and talk about some of the news that popped out today. I think it was today that actually happened, but kind of excited about that, or not really excited, but happy to talk about it. But we'll see what happens.
Okay. Sounds good. Now, before I get into the show, guys, I want everybody who's listening to know this is not the end of the Irish podcast. It's the end of this particular one until my old channel opens back up again at the end of October. And the reason I'm doing that is because I feel, besides myself, the panel deserves better. We've been busting our asses to do this, and it's not getting a lot of results and enough views for me to feel that we need to continue doing it in this manner. Okay, there's other things we can do to promote each other's channels and to do that, and that's why I'm going to wait for my other channel at the end of October, and that's when the Irish podcast is going to be thriving once again. Okay, I am still going to upload some live streams and do things like that. I'm not leaving the channel alone. I am going to be doing those things, but I feel that we put in too much hard work and it's not getting us anywhere. And I think, what pisses me off is that YouTube, I don't like the new YouTube, okay? Do an old video, like you guys know, and flag down something that I didn't even know was even there, okay? Because some man got ass hurt, okay? They got ass hurt. YouTube is now taking away from the small people and giving the big people more than what they deserve. Okay, I don't even get money for this, but you're still trying to hurt somebody that's small and giving more to people that are big. Okay, so I'm very angry about that. I'm upset that we're not going to be doing this for a couple of weeks. I am going to be doing other things, though. Guys know that. I am going to do a video letting the new people that have joined us here where to find it. You can just look me up at Titanfall Princess, and you'll be able to find the old channel. Okay, and it is going to come back in October. But like I said, I'm going to still put up some other stuff here, okay, to keep it going, and put some other small things that I'm allowed on the other channel up there as well. So please, feel free to check out everything I do. Check out everybody on the panel, what they do, and we'll be. I'm sure all of us will be doing something together during this month period where we're not going to do this particular podcast. Okay, so I do apologize, but we got to do what we got to do, because I feel like we don't have nobody's time for, not that you viewers that are here aren't important, but when it's only like 4 or 5, it's kind of an hour or 2 hours is kind of not good if you know anything about YouTube. And I don't think it's fair to panel or myself or to the few viewers that are there, But anyway, let's move on. Okay, first thing is we had the Tokyo Game Show this week, guys, okay? Now, for me, when I watched it, it was like there was really not a lot that got my attention, not at all. Except there was one game, Monster Hunter, that got my attention. That looked pretty good. But the one thing that did piss me off, Gungrave, which is a game I was looking forward to, was a VR game only, which I was very disappointed on, because I thought Gungrave should have been an actual, I mean, if you want to do VR, that's fine, but give us the game too. I think we deserve a game like that, PlayStation. So what are your guys' thoughts on what I said about Gungrave and Monster Hunter, and your thoughts on the Tokyo Game Show?
Oh, well, I'll start. What jumped out for me, what I was excited about was Final Fantasy IX. Personally, that's my favorite Final Fantasy. So to see that come back, I had a smile on my face. Yeah, Monster Hunter, that and the that actual, I guess Sony's going to release a console. The console looked pretty cool. So
Japan only though.
Yeah, but oh, is it only in Japan? Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
hopefully they support it, and so that looked pretty cool. And Detroit Become Human, of course, I'm a big fan of that. I'm buying that day one. The other game you were talking about, I'm not 100% sure, but the VR thing, yeah, it looks like Sony is moving a lot of stuff into VR. That does stink that it's not going to come out for everybody, but maybe they'll translate it next year for everybody. But overall, I thought the conference was okay. It was okay.
Well, I didn't
see. That was my thoughts. It was just okay. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And like you said, that console that's coming out, like they said, it's only for Japan. It's not for here. Maybe they'll do it in the future. Who knows? But whatever. Who wants to go next?
Well, I didn't watch the actual thing because I forgot all about it until people were posting later on. But it wasn't really anything much for me there. I don't even know what the game you're even talking about as far as that Gungrave. I've never even heard it. It does suck though for like people who don't have VR, but I mean, it's on one hand, it's really good to see Sony actually supporting their peripherals. They do have a history of not supporting it, and so whenever they actually do bring out a game and make it for that, solely for that platform, it really does show that they do care about it and that they are going to continue on and try to make it as successful as possible. Because we all know what happened with the Vita, and I'm happy for that part. As far as the console, I'm actually thinking about actually importing that console because that console looks sexy as can be.
Hmm.
Can you find a way to get one, Rambo?
Yeah, you can order it off playasia.com, or you can actually order it just from Japan Amazon.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I forgot they got that playasia.com. I forgot about that. What about you, Frozen or Corleone? What do you guys think about Tokyo Game Show?
I did a video. I was not happy, judging on the games that I preferably play. None of that stuff appealed to me. Probably just Monster Hunter. And it was kind of disappointing that the only game people were talking about is a game from the PlayStation 1 generation. Where's all the new stuff? You know what I'm saying? Some of the games are cool, I get it, but that the big hype is everyone talking about Final Fantasy 9, and I'm not knocking it. I will pick it up, but where's all the new stuff? Where's From Software's new game? Where's I was waiting for a lot of stuff to see the future of what's to come next year, and it really isn't much,
Y'all do know this. They still have 2 other shows, though. I mean,
yeah, I know they have PSX and all that, and it's just
that's probably where you're gonna get a lot of the new stuff, though, because that's their own conference.
Yeah, I know, I understand what you mean, but with the whole thing, because a lot of people, I made a video about this. A lot of people said that E3 isn't big anymore. E3, PSX is where it's at. E3 is not big anymore, and then
Right.
And then when Nintendo pulled out of E3, everybody had a problem. When Sony did PSX, nobody said anything. You know what I'm saying?
Because Sony still did E3. Like they did E3 and PSX. So I mean that's the reason why nobody complained about Sony is because now if Sony would have actually just said screw E3, I'm pulling out, and just did PSX, I guarantee you'd have a crap ton of people having the same reaction they did with Nintendo.
Yeah, but I still like how Nintendo does directs and they come out of nowhere, and they do, and I think they're really good. Like, we get at least probably 4 or 5 a year. Straight to the point. We don't need any like mindless talking and stuff like. And keep in mind they do that, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm hoping that Paris Games Week, since that's next, hopefully there's new announcements.
You're not the only one who says something about new announcements, but it confuses me Because like what more does Sony have to do? I mean, like
No, I'm talking about third party wise, not
yeah,
Sony. Not
okay, I
Sony.
was gonna say because like you were talking like From Software and even like maybe even Sucker Punch, but I was like, when they have like a ton of new games like coming out next year that we all know about. So I mean,
like me personally, I don't really care for Sony. Like their direction of where Sony is, I liked it like in the PS1, PS2 generation. I'm not into like I'm not knocking those that like the cinematic like narrative style, like up close cinematic camera angle gameplay. I'm not into that really. I'm not knocking those who do, but like
what are you into though? I mean that
like on the PS1, like how they had like Legend of Dragoon,
a bunch of long RPGs and stuff.
Yeah, that like I found kind of felt like that was what built the template for the PS1.
Well, you do remember like for a while RPGs fell off like crazy. Like they quit selling well, they quit doing well, and so that's the reason why I think you're seeing less. You were seeing less and less of them for a while. But now that you see like the rise, like The Witcher 3, how well it did, you also saw like I know Horizon Zero Dawn's not technically a RPG, but it was built.
I think of that as like an action.
Yeah, it was more. I mean, it was built as an RPG, but I mean the success behind it though is only going to propel, I think, more future RPGs from them. So I think we'll see more and more. Come the direction that you want to go, like as far as like what you're saying.
Like as far as like a first party RPG, because I remember when they asked Yoshida and he said no, we're not going to do it, third party's going to do it. Like that's I think that's what he said, because he did like Yoshida was a developer, he made his own games and stuff like that, so he made games that I liked back on PS1, but I ain't knocking those that like those games or whatever. That's just me. I have my personal.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I was just trying to figure out like what it is that you do like, because
I like JRPGs. Like I wanted to see From Software's new game. I wanted to see that. Like they're working on 3 new games. Capcom is working on a bunch of games, and Capcom didn't show anything except Monster Hunter.
I really think you're going to see a lot more like at the PSX.
Like people think like the guy that made Devil May Cry, he's working on a new game that apparently should have been like what happened to that Avengers game. And what happened to that? Square Enix is working on an Avengers game. We haven't even seen that yet. You know what I'm saying? Like
with Square Enix, so that's the thing is like because
we didn't even see Kingdom Hearts. I'm not even like a big Kingdom Hearts guy.
They're not doing well with money. So I mean that's one of the reasons why I think we're seeing such a long delay in their games coming out or even showing off. So that I think we're just waiting on them to be able to get everything, like, because I think that little bit of money they do get, they put back into the games or whatever, and then they are kind of hurting for it for a while, and then they some more sell here and there, and they keep putting in. I think it's the reason why we're having a long development process for like Kingdom Hearts and even the rest of them. I just like Square Enix isn't in a position right now to be pumping out games kind of like EA and Activision and stuff are. So I think that's the reason why we're not seeing a lot from them. I really wish that they wouldn't be in this position.
Well, that's why they're putting out remasters.
See what they have.
That's why they're putting out them remasters,
Yeah, they're trying their best to get any kind of money they can right now because the remasters don't cost them a lot of money to make, and they
Capcom as well. They're doing a lot of that.
Yeah, because Capcom's in the same situation. I mean, that's the reason why Street Fighter V went to a exclusive, is because it wasn't even going to be made without Sony or Microsoft paying for it.
Yeah.
And it was rumored that Monster Hunter World, since Nintendo owns the rights to Monster Hunter, apparently that game is a spin-off, and they were told to keep quiet from Nintendo about that game because they didn't want it to go to Nintendo. That's just something that I heard, that they didn't want that game to be on the Switch, from what I heard.
Hey guys, before you continue, I just got to address the people in the chat, and I think you all can vouch on this. I didn't say I was quitting, guys. I'm not quitting YouTube. I said this is a separate channel from my original one. I just don't want to do the podcast on this channel. I prefer to do it on my original channel when it comes back. I got flagged because somebody got butthurt, and with the new rules that the new YouTube got, they took down. They were talking about a video that I forgot I had up from over 2 years ago, and it was just a fight about defending yourself, and they flagged me for that, saying it was inappropriate. I I'm not quitting. I'm not going nowhere, guys. Relax. I'm not going nowhere. I promise. Okay? If I'm going to quit, it's going to be on my terms, not YouTube terms or some butthurt fool from YouTube, okay, that does their own channel. You know, it ain't going to happen. So I just want to let you know I'm not going nowhere. And when we resume on our regular channel, and I say our regular channel, it may be under my name, Titanfall Princess, but this podcast is all of us. And we are going to resume at the end of October when it's ready to go. We're going to do things probably together throughout the month, but right now, the whole podcast will be at the end of October. We're not going nowhere. Okay? And I appreciate all your comments, and I thank you very much, but I'm not going nowhere. Go ahead, continue, guys. I'm sorry. I just had to address those guys.
Oh, you're good. Another game, Code Vein. That game looks great. I know Craig talked about it, and I think recently they came out and they said it doesn't have an easy mode, which made me so happy. When games put easy modes in, I don't like that.
Facts.
And they're being inspired by people that make Dark Souls, so that kind of like really helps. That kind of really like gets me excited for the game, you know. Yeah, I can't wait. I like Code Vein, Final Fantasy 9, the Monster Hunter. That definitely look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Corleone, you're the only one that didn't speak. What do you think about the Tokyo Game Show?
I mean, it was all right. It wasn't for me. It was more for Tokyo. So, I mean, I like the Monster Hunter.
Okay.
And I also like the Ni no Kuni 2 trailer that they showed. There's a couple other things I had it written down, but it got erased.
Your computer's doing the same shit as mine.
Motherfuckers keep sending me messages and shit. Yeah, that's basically it, man. As far as like what they showed, pretty much everything is gonna be shown in December at PlayStation X. And if it isn't shown, it's just like, you know, I don't get really too hyped up for a lot of shit now. You know what I'm saying? When I get a release date and then I know it's coming, that's when I get more hyped up, and I don't really get disappointed anymore after the last E3, because it was like I got so hyped up for E3. And you was expecting all these different announcements, and then when they don't show them, it's like, now I'm like, oh, fuck you, nah.
Yeah, I don't get hyped
like,
either.
it's
I'm
cool,
right
you know what I'm saying? It's cool. Like, I'll just wait until they show it. But I think PSX is probably more for us.
Like the last Nintendo Direct, I didn't expect all the stuff that they shown, but that was real exciting because I don't expect much from Nintendo Directs really, and now I'm pretty excited with stuff.
And then I think it's a difference between both of them because Nintendo they just dropped the console this year, so they gotta be showing more games. They gotta be showing that third party support. So it's big for them, like what they showed. And as far as like with Sony, I mean, they're in a driver's seat right now, so it's kind of like cruise control, but it's like they kind of pacing it out because it's like the more they show, the more thirstier we as fans get for these games, and they're not coming out until next year, 2019. So I'm thinking PSX is where it's at because they got so many games that's coming out in the next couple of weeks, in the next month. You know, it just depends on what you like, what you prefer, or whatever.
Yeah, I actually agree with you guys. I don't get excited anymore until I know it's definitely coming, because I was disappointed so many times, and that's the honest God. I was disappointed so many times that I don't get excited until I know it's coming. And I know it's a definite fact. Then I'll talk about the game, but I'm not going to get super excited until I know it's coming, because I'm not going to have shit canceled or delayed. And I put money aside for that. Now it's not coming until next year, and now I got to figure out what else I want to get or what. No. So I agree with you guys on that. What you saying, you know, Magnum and Corleone and everybody about not getting excited until you actually see it.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, don't get excited.
So the next subject up. Yeah, well, some people are going to be excited about this one.
No, I was going to talk about what's that? Is it like Thursday Red Dead Redemption announcement? Don't get excited, guys. People are getting excited, taking days off of work just to see what they got announced and stuff like that. I'm like, the game could be delayed till next year, guys. Just remember
the game is already delayed till next year.
Oh, they said that?
Yeah, they said that.
I thought they did too.
I mean another year, Rambo, not till next year, another year.
Oh shit! If it was delayed till 2019, shit. Yeah, I
hear people say I'm going to take off from work to see the Red Dead event.
Well, those people are just stupid. I mean, like if you're taking off work, to watch a damn gaming convention, like you got your priorities kind of messed up.
We don't even know if it's what it's gonna be. We don't know if it's a trailer, if it's a game breakdown, or what.
Yeah, I mean that's just like that's too much for me. Like if you're taking off work for that, that's like no, I mean like work's far more important than any of this gaming announcement shit.
And I made a video about that earlier today, talking about how 70% of the people on PS3 never even beat the last mission on Red Dead Redemption, but there's so much excitement for this game. So it's like, you know, a lot of people haven't even beat the first one, and they super pumping up the second one. I haven't even beat it. Real talk.
Oh, I did. I love that game.
I just something about riding around in a fucking horse. Like even when I beat The Witcher 3, I stopped riding the horse. I just kept quick traveling. But I'm working on it right now. I'm playing it right now on Xbox One backwards compatibility. So I should have it beat before the new one comes out.
Wow.
Okay. Now we got something going on. We do actually have, and it's not an announcement. It is coming out. We got Cuphead on the 29th of September for $20, guys. Now, I've heard so much about Cuphead. I actually did pre-order it. I ain't gonna lie, I pre-ordered it. It's coming. So that it's one game. Also, the FORZA 7 demo came out, guys. I did play it. I actually loved the graphics on it. I really did. And for me, I actually, from what I see, I actually think it's better than Forza 6. What are you guys' thoughts on Cuphead coming out? Are you guys getting it? And did you guys get the Forza 7 demo? Did you try it? What do you think of it? What are you guys' thoughts? Take it away.
Well, I already pre-ordered Cuphead as soon as like the day that it was put on the store. So I'm ready for that one. When it comes to Forza 7, I haven't played it, the demo, but there's a lot of people, I mean, even known Xbox guys that were saying that the Forza 7 on PC is running terrible.
Well, I heard reports of that too, that it was running terribly.
Yeah, so they said that kind of makes them wonder because like I guess the Xbox One X is supposed to be getting the PC copy. And so they can't even get
well, that'd be terrible then. That'd be tough. I did it on my regular Xbox, and it looked good.
Yeah,
it looked good.
They said that
people
were saying that. Yeah, people were saying though that I know obviously I don't know, but people were saying like there was a lot of jaggies, but like in the game or whatever. But they said that's kind of natural for a racing game because they put a lot of focus on emphasis on the 60 frames per second rather than graphics and stuff. So I don't know about that, but I mean, because I don't think that really bothers me whenever you're driving at 200 and some miles an hour to see a jaggy, because I don't think I'm going to be able to really notice it that much.
Unless you're looking for it, like some people.
Yeah.
I don't know why people care about that stuff, especially when you're moving.
Some people are graphic cores, though, Magma. You got to realize that. I mean, they'll stare at that shit forever, just to find one little.
I'll eventually get Forza 7. I buy every single one of Xbox exclusives. So I mean, there's not one like right now. There's not one that I don't have. So I'll eventually get Forza 7. I don't know like when I'll get around to playing it because I'm really ready for Gran Turismo Sport. I'd rather play that than Forza, but you know.
Y'all think it's going to be better than The Crew?
Do I think what's going to be better than The Crew?
Forza.
I think anything's better than The Crew.
I think there's two different types of games. Though.
I'm not even
night and day, man.
I'm not even sure why The Crew 2 is even like who asked for that.
Rambo, why didn't you try to demo?
I mean, the racing games. I'm just not like a. It's not really like a thing to me like so much anymore. I haven't had a Gran Turismo game in so long that I'm really kind of ready for that. But as far as like playing a racing game or trying it out, like because but the demo is just not something that I'm really gonna do a whole lot of because I'm more I'll pick it up and play it whenever I get around to it, but not really a big racing guy. I'm not one of these ones that just go out and race all the time and have fun with it. I get bored with it really quick.
I generally, I do try to demos because I want to get a glimpse of what's going on. I'm not a big racing. I do play racing games, but it's not, my main genre of game. But I'm telling you, if you just check out the demo, and if you have Forza 6 and you tried it, I think you'll see what I'm saying.
Did they?
If you just do it for 5 minutes.
Yeah, Forza 6 to me was like just a $60 DLC for Forza 5. So does this actually feel like a new game? Because that's what kind of like turned me off of Forza. That I felt like it was kind of like
to me it does. No, to me it does.
Okay.
No, to me it feels different. Yes. Yeah, it does. It feels very different to me. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say Car and Driver. I read that review of Forza 7, and they really liked it. And I'm not gonna get the demo. I am gonna buy the game day one. So I hope I did hear about the PC stuff. So I hope that is corrected by then. And I agree. I'm more excited about playing a Gran Turismo game than Forza. But I'm excited. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so I'm excited about. I'm excited for everybody. We're all getting something. I said in a podcast the other day. This generation has been Revenge of the Racing game because we just had to release a Project Cars 2. I guess that came out today or yesterday, and then with these two big ones coming down the pipeline, it's if you like the driving games, this generation has been good to you. So you still got Need for Speed coming. So there's some talk about a Ridge Racer maybe coming or something coming to Nintendo. So have to wait and see. But yeah, I agree with you, Nancy. You're right in line. It sounds like with what the early reviews were. So I'm going to buy it when it comes out. I guess is it still November 5th or November 7th when it comes out? That's when I'll go ahead.
Somewhere around there. I'm not exactly sure the exact date. I think it's around there. But like I said, I tried it, and I tried all the Forzas. I'm not gonna lie, I did. I like the way this looks. I like the way it plays. To me, it's totally different. It feels like a different game than the Forza 6 completely. Because I don't want the same thing, and you just like try to upgrade something. I want something different. I want more. I want better. I don't want you just adding something to it, like Rambo was saying. Like Forza 6 was just like an upgrade from not even an upgrade. You didn't say patch, but I'm going to say it. The Forza 5. This feels different to me. It feels better, and I'm not a big racing person, and so that's saying a lot coming from me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, I got to say hi. Hi, Andre Brown. What's going on? Welcome to the chat. Thanks for watching.
I might see if I can. I want to say something about Cuphead. I'm not sure. I think my PC can run that. I'm not sure. Rambo, you think my PC can run that?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I
haven't checked the specifications on it, but I wouldn't see reason why it shouldn't.
Okay, yeah, I think I might grab it up on Steam so I can get on my. I just got a PC for streaming capabilities purposes only, but I might just grab Cuphead just to support the developer hard work they put into the game.
Well, that's pretty cool of you, Frozen.
Like if they're a good game,
it's taking a while. It's taking them a while to do this, so.
No, but if there's a good game, I'm going to support it. Unlike some stuff that you see on like Kickstarter that doesn't get supported and gets shut down. That kind of like sickens me sometimes when when people don't support good things. They come out and then you don't get a sequel.
That actually annoys the hell out of me. Especially when gamers like us put up good reviews about games and show them stuff and talk about it without spoiling it. Or people that talk about the game and say, "Oh, it's going to be the best game ever," and then don't support it. Those YouTubers, no offense, I want to smack the shit out of them. Stop saying the game is good and don't support the shit. I want to smack the shit out your asses. I really do.
Talking about the game on Kickstarter, please support it on Kickstarter if you really want it that badly.
Exactly. If you want it anywhere, if you're going to talk about it anywhere, then support it.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100% on that, Frozen, because I've gone through this a lot with people in the past where they're talking about a game, but they don't buy it. Well, how can you talk about a game and then don't buy it?
Exactly.
And then you try to do a review on the game and you never played it. If you're on my friends list, I know what games you got. And you don't even have it. How can you? No, we take somebody else's footage and do it. Same old shit. No, be real gamers. Play the game. Talk while you're playing the game a little bit. Give some commentary. Let people know what your thoughts are. Even if you're just putting up game clips, not to spoil it. Tell people a little bit about it while you're doing it so they know it's your shit. And there's a way to do that. To let people know that it's your gameplay. There's a way without somebody stealing shit from you. And using it. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Corleone, what do you think about Cuphead and FORZA?
Well, you know, Cuphead is day one for me. And FORZA, I enjoyed it. I like the weather effects. I think for people that like a simulation type of a racer, it's, you know, that's they flow, man. For me, man, I like mod racers. I like Mario Kart. I like Mod Nation Racer. Somebody need to make that right now.
They're more fun, man.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody need to make one of them with some weapons.
Corleone, what did you think about that sun glare? Just like when you're driving in real life.
Yeah. There were a lot of effects that were different, but I remember I did play the demo. I only have Forza 5, so I didn't even get into Forza 6 or Forza Horizon. But for what it's worth, I think it's good. I still don't think it looks better than Drive Club, but I think when people get their hands on the Xbox One X and they, you know, get that 4K and that 60 frames, it's gonna be a whole nother ball game. It's gonna take it to a whole nother level. But for it to be on the Xbox One, it looked good as hell, man. I was impressed. You know, I was impressed. I didn't really like driving that truck though, but I know they were trying to show different vehicles that you can jump down on. But yeah, for what it was worth, I liked it.
But did you see some of the parts where they showed the car lineups and what you can get? It was crazy. But like you said, that weather effect was accurate. That shit was accurate when it came to riding. You know, you got to watch out for hydroplaning.
Yeah.
And when it's raining, you got to watch for what is it? Hydroplaning. You got the sun glare. Everything. Ice on the road. I mean, it's crazy.
And then I like to drive inside the cockpit, so it was very impressive. It's just, you know, certain people like that type of game. You know, the tire pressure, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, like you gotta measure all of that into it when you're playing, like, you know, the different engines and all of that. I'm not into it like that, so it kind of goes over my head when it comes to racing. You know, when it comes to that type of a simulation game. So, like I said, I'm a mod. I like the mod. Now, I like to just have fun and create different characters and create different cars and stuff. And I think that's one of the good things about that game. I'd probably be more interested in it if it had better music selection. Like when you're playing a game like that, I like to ride to some music. You know what I'm saying? And the music selection is more European, where it's like,
but I think
it's not even bumping in your headphones. I think it's a lot lower. You know,
but Mr.
like
Corleone, I think you can add your own soundtracks to that later on.
Oh, you can? That'd be dope.
I believe you can. Just let you guys know, I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom while I'm talking to you guys and doing a podcast, and I just got 2 trophies. I just perfect somebody's ass. Yes.
How you liking that so far?
I like it.
Quit talking about trophies.
I like it.
I
just got 2 of them. I'm
one trophy away from the platinum on Wolfenstein Old Blood, and I have to do those stupid challenge maps. I'm on my last one, and I've been on it like for 2 days.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So.
Well, no, I didn't expect these trophies. I'm just fighting as we're talking, and I was like. And I was sitting here, and I forget who was. Corleone was talking, so I was getting ready to scream because I just perfect this motherfucker, and then I got fearless, and then I got another one. And I was like, yes.
Congrats.
Yeah. So, but but that FORZA game, you know, to me, like I said, Corleone, you didn't have Forza 6. I played it. This is much better. Nothing.
At least they're
You
not
really
charged.
listen.
At least they're not doing like exclusive tire smoke like Need for Speed.
That was funny. Like, I gotta pre-order that shit for that tire smoke, man. You won't be cool without it.
True. Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one, which is sit down, guys, because I know some people gonna get crazy over this when they start watching this again. But Mr. Phil Spencer's promotion to Executive Vice President of Microsoft Gaming Division. Now, you know, I saw. I'm being sarcastic when I do that, but you know, listen, he got a promotion, all well and good, but you know, people are making a big deal out of it, and for me, you know, Xbox this gen was about hardware. It flopped when it comes to software. Okay, I kind of feel that the Xbox One X, now this is only my opinion, he's going to focus on like third party. And I'm wrong about this. I really do, guys. I'm wrong. I hope he tries to open up something and do something better. But it's coming out almost at the end of a generation. And I don't, you know, is the generation going to go on longer? Can he make changes being in that position? Are you going to get more exclusives? Are you going, you know, what's going to happen? You know, I can't get excited until I see something. Like we were talking about earlier, when it comes to shows and releases of games, unless we have something definite, nobody's getting excited. What are your thoughts, guys, on Phil Spencer's promotion? Is it going to make a difference? Do you think it's going to make a difference? Where will the difference be? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I thought he was always like, what was his previous title? Head of Xbox?
He was the VP of Xbox, but now he's the executive vice president, which has now turned him in, like, he's part of the senior leadership team now. Which that means like whenever like when the Windows guys and everybody else meet together, he's meeting with them. Like, they're integrating them into the window, like the actual main business of Microsoft. He's got more of a decision. Instead of him taking orders, he's got more of a say. Yeah, he's got more of a vote. And on how like, and he also tells the other people how like the decisions they're making are going to affect, you know, Xbox, and they like that it's going to be I guess more, you know, better for Xbox, I guess, if they're going to be bringing games, but I don't know.
But having most of the, like, all the decisions that right now, most of them have been hidden. Like, the only thing that Phil Spencer has done was take the Kinect out of the box and give the Xbox One X. All their exclusives went to PC. They have no third-party deals. They're closing studios, and all of this happened under Phil Spencer.
Yep.
So, like everything right now is under him. So
that's why I understand how. I'm not knocking a dude. Maybe there's something that we don't know about that
I like him. He does like a lot, but like as far as like gaming, he doesn't really. He cares more like how do you you give the PC guys your games, but you don't get any games for your guys. You know what I'm saying? You focused on the PC, giving them like Age of Empires, and you don't get the game on your platform. You know what I'm saying? You don't really.
Where are the games that we were promised years ago, though? Like a new Ninja Gaiden and all that.
You don't really reciprocate. He doesn't really reciprocate the same thing that he does for the PC. He's giving the PC a ton of Xbox games, but he's not giving the Xbox any games at all. When it comes to that's why
that's what I'm trying to understand, Frozen. What direction are they trying to? Are they trying to phase out the Xbox period? If they are, then why did they come up with the Xbox One X?
I don't think they're trying to phase out the Xbox. I think, if anything, they're going to just
they're trying to merge that PC market. They're trying to
do a third-party box.
Here's the thing: they want to do a third-party box, but most of those things are multi-plat. So why would somebody want to buy your product?
Well, he said he wanted the definitive version of all multi-plats.
Yeah, because he's wanting the most. Well, I mean, obviously he will have, but for however long it takes till PS5 comes out. But
one thing he will not have is he will not have multiplats that you can take on the go, which the Switch has. So technically, it's not the definitive version because the definitive version means the best. And if you can really consider the best, I consider the best taking it anywhere you want. Yeah, you may not
I would.
That's actually a good point.
I would.
It's all up to you, but
but I mean, playing like Doom at 30 frames per second on low settings would not. I mean, even if it's on the go, still is not going to be to me anywhere close to the best version of.
I'm not defending Doom at all. I don't.
I've
never been a Doom fan to begin with.
I'm just saying Doom. Most of these third-party games that are going to be coming to Switch, I mean, sure they're going to be portable, but they're going to be that like the dumbed-down version of it, which I mean, there is better than nothing, but
first the whole thing was they were never going to get third-party. Now it's going to be it's dumbed-down versions.
I didn't know.
No, not you, but I mean like as like a general. Like people are always going to find up something to say just because Nintendo is doing well. And no matter what, people will always say something negative. Not you in a sense, but like the general audience.
Rambo, I got a question.
Yeah.
Like you said, the third party, they want the best edition of the third party.
All
right, but what I'm saying is, how can they guarantee that Xbox One X or Xbox is going to get that? They have not been doing well so far now. How are they going to guarantee that they can? They're going to have to pay these people a lot of money to get the best edition ever.
Well,
are they willing to do that?
Are they willing to do that? Not so much the best edition, but just the best like version as far as like power wise. Like it's going to have like the best power, the most power. So it's going to look better because it's going to be able to be in higher resolution and have more textures and stuff. So.
Even with that, but they could still have to pay them money to get that done.
No, they shouldn't. I mean, because now that the X is out, I think because PlayStation doesn't pay like Call of Duty to make a pro enhancements. Like they just do it.
Yeah, but they do for the exclusive content.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously for the exclusive content. That's a different story because that's like for the marketing thing, but. As far as like getting the pro version of games, like they're not paying these studios to do the pro version. I think the reason why you haven't seen a lot of pro games, a lot of games that are supporting the pro or whatever, is because there's not really a demand for it up there right now. But I think once the Xbox One X comes out and you have two different consoles that can get these patches, I think you'll start to see more support from third party, like to make these patches or enhancements.
But my thing still is, Rambo, I understand what you're saying about them working on that and getting that, but the price they want, they're talking about for the Xbox One X, right? It's too high. They're only talking about power. There still are no games coming out. Why would somebody buy it for third-party games that's on a multiplat when they already got the other console?
That I don't know. I don't know anybody who would buy it for the third-party games that they already got another console.
Well, because allegedly people say that's the reason why the PS4 sold was because it had better multiplats.
Yeah, I disagree with that completely.
That's just what I heard. I don't really care about.
Yeah, no, people. I heard people say that and stuff, but I mean, the fact is that yes, power was part of it.
It wasn't power. It was a bunch of reasons.
Yeah, the power was part of it, but the reason why the power is part of it is because the power per price. You got a more powerful console for $100 less. So that was the big thing. It wasn't so much that this one does 1080p and this one does 900p. It was this one does 1080p for $100 less, and this one only does 900p at $100 more. So I mean that was the reason why. But now they're looking at it. Well, this one does. They're going to be looking at saying this one does 1800p, upscales to 4K for $399, and this one does maybe 2160p, actual native 4K, but for $499. So it's still $100 difference in it. Is there really that big of a difference between 1800p checkerboard to 4K?
I've seen people argue about both games being checkerboard and which one checkerboard's better. I've seen people do that.
Oh Lord, checkerboard is checkerboard. Damn,
No, but one thing is like just keep in mind in November you'll have a $500 console, you'll have $300 consoles, you'll have probably a $350 console. Most people are going to go for the lower stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean it's going to be like the PS4 Slim and the Xbox One S are always going to be the primary sellers. I don't honestly foresee the Xbox One X actually making it like winning the NPDs for the simple fact is you don't really have a big game releasing with it whenever it releases that month in November. And in November, you have PlayStation selling their all their custom consoles with the year's biggest games.
They don't even have any marketing deals.
That's the big thing.
For November, I don't think they have any marketing deals.
They have Shadow of War.
That's October though.
Yeah, but I
don't think they're bundling Shadow of War with the X. I don't think they're doing that.
Oh no, they're not. I don't think they are either.
They don't even have any custom consoles at all, just the Minecraft.
Yep. It's they have the ones from earlier like Halo and Gears and stuff, but they have no third-party custom consoles. And that's the thing is this whole generation I've been saying, I wish that Microsoft would get back to doing custom consoles like they did before, because I think that could actually propel them back, at least not, I don't think in the lead, but at least give them a fighting chance.
I know people that just buy them just to buy them.
That's what I'm saying is it would give them a fighting chance, at least get the numbers back up closer, because there's so many people that buy these consoles that don't even freaking play games. Like the Star Wars Battlefront one last year, that one's actually going to be a huge one this year again, because if they do a custom console for the Star Wars one, people from the Star Wars fan fiction and stuff, they actually go out and they'll buy these consoles.
Same thing with the Batman one. Batman.
Yep. Whenever Batman came out, it was like one of the best sellers, and people didn't even play the game. It was just basically they bought it just to put up.
Yeah. Yeah, the comic book stuff and the Star Wars stuff is going to move tremendously.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered an Xbox. Again, pre-ordering one is not purchasing one. I'm waiting to see if this Assassin's Creed is going to be 1080p 60. Shout out to D-Badge. So if it's not, it will be canceled. I can cancel it as fast as I purchased it, or pre-ordered it. So
you did hear what Ubisoft said about that, right?
Yeah, but we'll wait and see.
Craig's a wait and see. I don't think they didn't flat out say no. We're not putting it in there.
They said we haven't even talked resolution. So that's the reason why I'm like, if they haven't even talked resolution, then I don't think that guy would have actually said.
Ubisoft needs to freaking change their engines. Their engines are horrible. They need to work on them. I think they could do 1080p 60 on like current gen consoles, but they just don't do it.
Yeah, and then they did say it was going to be dynamic 4K. They've said that at E3. That's not changed, but I understand why people don't want the Xbox. Again, from what I saw, I didn't think it was worth it. But the lore of Assassin's Creed, 'cause I'm a big Assassin's Creed guy, and him jumping around, like I said, a black man jumping around on pyramids. Come on, I mean, I'm buying that game regardless. But if it's going to be 1080p 60. Then I will definitely I'll keep the order. But if they say, no, we're still going to do 4K dynamic 30, which is still not bad. I'm not knocking that either. But I'll just play that on the Pro. Because it comes out like a week and a half earlier. It'll be out on the shelf. It's like Madden right now. I can play Madden 4K 60 HDR on the Pro. With the football season, it will match the football season. I can get all the updates. Or you can wait till November when football season is 3/4 over if you watch it. But it's always been about the price. But you gotta, as far as what you all were saying earlier about the beginning of the generation, that's what sold the PlayStation. I'm glad Phil Spencer got a promotion because it was a giant shitstorm that he took over. They were decimated with that launch. People say the launch was bad. It was horrific.
Oh yeah.
So he actually. Yeah, and if somebody had told me in 2014, in March of 2014, that they would have made another console that people are actually excited to go buy, I agree. You see it set up, you see an Xbox X, you got a taco next to it, and Mountain Dew. Where we were saying last night on my podcast, where are the games? You got a taco, but like somebody said, you got to eat when you're watching Netflix on the Xbox X. So, what's that?
Craig,
yeah, go ahead, Nancy. I'm sorry.
No, that was my point exactly, and I'm glad you touched on it on your podcast, because where are the games? I understand it's got a lot of power. Don't get me wrong, and I appreciate that it's got power. Don't get me wrong. But once again, you look at these people who hype up any Xbox console, all they do is talk about power, and where do you find them? On a media player.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can vouch for that myself. I've seen that. People HBO Go but yeah, not to interrupt you. No, I agree with you.
But you know what? Craig,
no,
you said this yourself. It was designed for that. That's what it's designed for. It was a media player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, again, people have the Xbox to do exactly what it's doing. I would use my smart TV for those. That's what I use my smart TV for. I can run Netflix or Hulu and HBO Go through the smart hub. But if that's what they bought it for, that's what they bought it for. I've really tried to drill down on that, because you got two. They both play games. Everybody's playing games. Everybody's consuming the same media differently. Just like you all were just saying. To me, the best version, and I'm putting that in air quotes, is the version with the most content. Yeah. So if I buy Star Wars Battlefront 2, I want the most content, not the best, and I already know that the PlayStation version is 1080p 60, because at the worst, that's what the alpha build is that ran at Gamescom. So I already know that. I already know there's going to be a 1080p 60 version on the Pro. So I'm fine with that. It's 1080p 60. Now, if Xbox can do it, you saw that Xbox running it with with variable rate refreshing, and that's garbage. I mean, TVs don't even have that on it this year. Won't get it till 18. You have to have a monitor, so it's trash. What are you doing? But so I understand why people are kind of up in arms about it. I'm a content man, like Nancy said. Some people are graphic whores. If you are a graphic whore, build a PC to run all your stuff at whatever, 1440p, 60 high settings, 4K. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. So that's my opinion on it.
You know what's crazy, Craig? When people talk about, that it's a media player, right? To watch Netflix and all that shit. Why would you spend that much money, especially if you're not a gamer, when you can just go buy a Roku player cheaper and get the same shit on it? Why are you buying it?
They might want to play games too, man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I see the grown ass men on there that talk this shit all the time. I play game, I do this, I do that. They don't play no games. They're on social media all the time. And if they're not on social media, uploading videos all the time. Playing games. And they have gamer scores, but it's not their gamer score. You know you could buy somebody's gamer score, right? You can buy that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, you can. Yes, you can. Yeah. You can buy somebody. Yes, you can buy somebody's shit. And you know what? There are people who I know for a fact that said they were playing, and I know for a fact it was their brother playing, but their brother's not in social media. And you know exactly who I'm talking about. You laughing over there, but you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that fat ass wasn't playing. Yeah, that fat ass wasn't playing. It was his brother playing. And he's a liar. He sits on a fucking couch all fucking day long eating grease. And he gets more respect than actual gamers like us on this podcast. Come on now. You don't game.
Again, that's
you stole my footage even. You stole other people's footage.
Well, again, that's because, again, the people wanted the narrative of the own. Like you all said earlier. I mean, you've answered your own question. The narrative is to them. Even though it's not true, is the only reason why the PlayStation outsold the Xbox is because of power. That's it. They don't care about the price, which is the first thing that every consumer decides what they're going to get is the price. And then they don't, and neither in the Sony ecosystem, because Sony starts slow with their ecosystem because Microsoft had more games at launch. They had a better gaming launch. But overall, the system just did not do well. But they feel it didn't do well because the media was against them. Everything but the price. They just don't understand. As soon as Phil Spencer, like you said, Nancy, got the job to connect out, price came down to $399. All of a sudden, they started moving more consoles. That's why
Exactly.
it was so, that's why it was so important. I'll say this real fast. It was so important to them before the Scorpio price came out. They were desperate for it to be $399. They were pleading, literally saying it's got to be $399. It can't be no more than that. Then when it came out at $499, they got mad. It was Jeff Keighley. They got mad at him. They were pissed. Like, you ruined this for us. And they were mad at him. He basically got on whatever he had to say. Told him to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, see, they're mad at somebody that doesn't make the price, didn't put the price on it. That's what's so stupid about it. He didn't put the price on it.
It should be $399, man. That's the price what it should be. And then there's a rumor of a new SKU that's going to be shown next year with a smaller hard drive that'll be $399. Because they have
I will
two
tell you
SKUs.
one thing, guys. I'll tell you one thing. Price does make a difference. Games make a difference, but you also know what makes a difference to me? The people, and I'll excuse my French for saying this, but the fucking people in the community makes a difference. I do not want to be in a fucking community that you are talking bullshit to people. You're racist. You're assholes. You don't play games. Who wants to be in a community like that because you got nobody to play against anyway because they don't play games? Yeah. All three of those. You got to also have a community of people out there that are playing the games and supporting the games and playing with you, playing against you, playing together, doing whatever. You got to have that. And I'm sorry, right now, you do not have that on Xbox. You don't. And I'm sorry to say that. I'm sorry to say that. Because years ago, you said, wait a minute, years ago you had that. You don't have that no more.
Yeah. You're right.
You don't have that no more. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah,
that's sad.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all brought up the second SKU because the truth is that, yeah, they've got one ready for next E3. When E3 happens, it's like how Sony had, they had their sale the week running up or the week of E3 with the custom consoles, red and green, something like that. They're going to more than likely do that. That's the second SKU. But see, the fanboys are saying that second SKU is their answer to PS5. And I'm like, no, their answer to PS5 is coming out in a couple weeks. That's it. This is what you're going to get. Aaron Greenberg himself has said it depends on the reception, again in air quotes, of this console. So, which I live in the city in the United States where Amazon is the actual physical plant that's going to hold those things is there. They've got plenty. They're going to have plenty. All this stuff is just selling out. No. It's not even close. So. But yeah, I don't disagree with you, Nancy. It's a shame you got some people within the community that they don't play the games. They're watching HBO Go and Game of Thrones. I agree with you. I've seen it myself.
Netflix and all those things.
Game of Thrones is amazing, though. I'm just saying.
But that's fine. Yeah, I'm not knocking the people that's doing it because that's why they bought it. But somebody sent me a thing said they liked my gaming activity, and I sent them something back saying why are you surprised that I actually am playing the games? That's why I bought the console. Period.
But that's the thing. That's my problem. It's a gaming console, yet you have media shit with it.
Yeah.
But that's supposed to be a secondary, not your primary. It's a gaming console. And if you're going to use it as a media player, don't portray yourself as a gamer. That's what bothers me. And people listen to these jackasses that are media whores instead of gaming people.
Yeah,
we are gamers here. We game.
They remind me of like the women that watch Days of Our Lives, like all the soap operas. Like they're more of a soap opera person than a gamer.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about because I don't know those shows.
Well, because I
don't know. You may watch them. I don't.
I don't watch them because that's something the reason why I game like during the day is because I can't stand daytime TV. But they spend more time like watching TV than they do, or watching shows than they do gaming. Whereas like it's okay to use it as a media player, like if you're like gaming and then you feel like, oh, I'm gonna go watch a show for a little while and then come back to gaming and
exactly.
Then whatever. But not to like almost every time I turn my Xbox on, my whole entire friends list is like watching TV or watching YouTube or something. I'm like, what the hell are y'all doing? Like, why is there never anybody playing a game?
Well, Rambo, that's my point. Grandma, that's my point.
Yeah, no.
You're buying it for that. Just get a Roku player and you can do the same fucking shit.
Yeah, I don't use my console.
Why buy a console? And a Roku player is a lot cheaper. What I'm saying is, if you're a gamer, I listen. I may use the console once in a while to go to YouTube and watch some videos, but most of the time when I do that, it's watching gaming videos.
Yeah.
Or other people gaming, their thoughts on a new game coming out, reviews, if somebody's got one and I didn't get it yet, what's going on. I mean, that's what he's doing. Do I use it for Netflix as well? Yeah, late at night when I'm not playing, I may do that, but most of the time spent on it is gaming. Because that's what I bought it for. If I just want to have something else, shit, if I just want to watch YouTube or play YouTube, I got my computer for that. If I want to watch Netflix, do that, got a Roku player.
Yeah, I don't use my console for that stuff. I don't even use the internet browser. I just use my computer.
Exactly. That's what I use. Exactly. Go to your computer. But see, these people, they claim they're gamers. That's my problem, you know, on YouTube. And then YouTube are picking on people like all of us that are actual gamers and giving us shit when somebody gets butthurt. They'll come after us and give them whatever they want. These people aren't gamers. Why are you giving them a pass? They say racist shit and you're not taking down their channel. What are you talking about? I put up a video. It was about somebody doing defend themselves. And that's how my channel got taken down. And that video was over 2 years old. 2 years old before I even started my podcast. That was 2 years old. They went all the way back to there to research something because they were ass hurt that they did that. And YouTube, the new YouTube took it. Not only made me take it, well, they took it down, which I said, I don't care. I would have taken it down anyway. You just had to ask me. No problem. I don't care. And when I went back at them, they said, well, you can't win this because it was not supposed to be here. Oh, but people could put up racist shit up there and sexual shit and gay shit and nasty shit, and it's okay. So all that is fine. You know, racial actions and all that shit, that's all fine. But somebody defend themselves in a fight was not appropriate. Wow. Okay. So the way YouTube is going, it's messed up. To me, it's just messed up. And I don't think it's fair to people like us that are just trying to put up gaming stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people
put up other stuff on it.
Yeah, a lot of people went to Twitch. I was saying a lot of people have gone. I've streamed some stuff on Twitch just to see what it was like. And it was the same. I mean, it looked the same to me when you're streaming it. But yeah, overall, I don't disagree with you. Yeah, they the people who have the, you know, P.T. Barnum said, well, there's a sucker born every minute. So and when you find a niche group of people that you can push a certain narrative on, they will follow you to the end of time, and that's what's happened. So again, I'm happy for we need the Xbox X to be successful so that we do get a PS5 that can do that's going to be a little more capable and things like that. But yeah, I think overall for people, shout out to the people in the chat saying that they need games, and it's like, well, Microsoft does not want to do that. You just, again, they want crossplay. Phil Spencer, who just got a big promotion, just said over the whole Fortnite fiasco, he wishes they would have left it on. You got to start asking yourself, why do they want crossplay so bad? It's because they need it going forward to survive as Xbox, not as Microsoft. Not as Microsoft. Microsoft
hit the nail on the head, Craig. They need the gaming division to survive because they fucked it up.
Yeah. They lost a lot of money canceling the games that you all talked about, the Fables, the Scalebounds. I have to rip open old wounds, but that cost a lot of money. They put the money into the R&D and things like that. So Phil gets his promotion because one, they have turned it around. Like I said, people have a more positive view of them now than they did a couple of years ago. And he got them into the 4K market with the UHDs and things like that. that's, you know, I have a 4K TV. I understand that puts me in a certain percentage of people. And I understand that if I run my games on my Xbox at 1080p and then I have my TV upscale them for me, you get a nice clean picture. Even on the older backwards compact games, you get a nicer picture. Now, I understand that, but maybe the people buying the Xbox X, they're just, like you said, Nancy, it's just all about the power, and they just want bragging rights. As soon as they get their Xbox X, they will be bragging about how much better Laura Cross face when she gets her ass kicked looks better on that console, even though they didn't go buy the game.
You know what they're gonna, Craig,
well on that.
Craig, you know what they're gonna say? My Netflix looks a lot better on my Xbox One X.
Yeah.
My YouTube looks a lot better on my Xbox One X. Yeah. That's what they're. Come on, you know the truth. You know the truth. You know it is what it is.
That's exactly what they're going to say. And oh, look how much better this is. And oh, we want it. They went from 4K 60 uncompromised on things to now 30 being okay. Now they're back to 1080p 60 being okay. It's like we've been playing games at 1080p 60 all generation. Like this whole generation, there's been something at 1080p 60. Maybe you didn't play it, but to them, that's a big deal. It's just you just shrug your shoulder. Like I said, you just pat them on their head, you shrug your shoulders, and you move on.
Okay, I got another question for them. I got another question for Xbox. Are they going to fix the fact that their discs, even if it's a brand new disc, don't always read all the time? Like the Xbox One? I had that problem so many times with Xbox One. Trying to read games and doing all that shit.
Like on a console level, like on a individual console level.
I heard the discs aren't even really, there's nothing not really on that disc anymore.
What do you mean?
Like I heard it's just like it's downloaded anyway. You know what I mean?
Oh no, there's still stuff on the disc, but it's whenever you put, like, remember their DRM policy, right? Whenever you put a game into PlayStation, like a disc into PlayStation, it if you notice, like it installs like super fast, and then you have the update that's downloaded.
Yep.
But if you put it into Xbox, it like takes forever, and so the reason why is because an Xbox, part of the DRM, whenever you're putting it in, it's actually downloading it from the store rather than actually
like installing it?
Installing it from the disc. Now, if you actually unplug your
Rambo, before you continue, I have one question. I thought they were the most powerful console, the Xbox. So why would it take that long when the PlayStation can do it faster?
Well, the thing is because it's using your internet. It's downloading the game instead of actually installing it. But if you take the internet off of your Xbox, like if you unplug the landline from your Xbox, and then put the disc in, it'll install like it's on PlayStation. It'll install real fast.
Do you have the option to install or not install?
No. Every game has to be installed.
Okay. I like that option on 360. You didn't have to install everything.
Well, they can play off the disc, but you can't. Like these games are too big to play off the disc now.
This stuff is crazy. I got a question for you guys. Okay, I wanted to do this, and I meant to do it earlier in a podcast, but like I said, things slipped my mind. My allergies are killing me. If you all don't know, September 16th was the 1-year anniversary of the Irish podcast. 1-year anniversary. I've been on air for 1 year, and I'm not going to stop. I want to know what your guys' thoughts and what your most memorable moments were on the Irish podcast. For you guys that have been here. Now, we've had some people that came and went that didn't work out, for whatever reason. But for you guys that were here or have listened for the last year, you guys on the podcast, Rambo, what are your memorable moments about the Irish podcast?
Well, one for me is all the people that all the people you've given chances to, that come on here just to art, like they want to, I guess, be known for arguing with you or arguing with the cast, making it an ass of themselves. And I think that the most memorable part is that just so many times of them actually just getting shut down on here. And so it's like it's defeating their purpose, which is it's always been great because I mean, of course, it pauses the show for a while, like, but then it's also nice to know that they never got away with what they wanted to do.
Cool. Frozen, what are your thoughts on the podcast and your memories of the podcast, or listening to it before you were on and when you were on?
What
are your thoughts?
I always liked coming on here. I used to do a lot of podcasts with other people and stuff like that, and then I kind of just got like thrown away, so I just found somewhere else to come through. And I kind of like what Rambo said. People coming on here, and then they thought they could just like be bigger than everyone else when you can't do that. Just work. Just showing up, working together. At least be a little respectful to others around here. You know what I mean? Like, even if we disagree, we still like respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And you know what? We shut them down because we're real gamers, so we shut them down. So you guys are both right. What about you, Craig? Because I know you've been listening and you've been a fan for a long time, and now you're on the podcast. What are your most memorable moments about the Irish podcast over the last year for our anniversary? We got to do this for the anniversary. We're going to have another one next year, but we're going to talk about it for this one.
Well, for me, is when you were live streaming and I told you that my pet rock was black and smooth, and you said, I'll give you a chance on the podcast. So I agree. Just your openness to let people who got in contact with you, was respectful, getting in contact with you. You got back, at least with me, direct message me and things like that. And you gave me a chance to come on and hang out. And that's a risk in its own. So the fact that you're willing to take that risk is a big deal. So especially with the crazy people out there,
There's been a lot of them.
Yeah, so I appreciate it.
Rambo knows. We've had a lot of crazy people on this podcast.
Yeah, so I appreciate it. But that's what I remember. You all have always put out real good content. It's for you, especially if you work on Saturday morning, you're not going to go out. This is always a good podcast to get kind of caught up on the weekly events, stuff that you may have missed. We've missed as gamers, and stuff that you all bring up that's kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot that happened, or I didn't know that dev was doing that, or something like that. So that's always good to kind of close out the week, because you get to see a little bit of everything and kind of have a narrative on everything. So it's informative, and you all doing a good job, in my opinion.
Well, you're part of it. What do you mean we are? You're part of it. You're part of us.
What my favorite moment was, so yeah, up to that point coming on. So yeah,
okay.
I always thought you guys were doing a good job. So.
Mr. Corleone, what's yours?
I actually don't have a favorite moment just yet. I think just being new to the podcast, I really appreciate you and everybody on the panel just, opening their arms and accepting me. And though we always don't agree all the time, I feel like we have a great synergy, and I'm pretty sure some great moments are going to come up in the future. But for right now, yeah, I think the best moment for me was the fact that I was on here and I just gelled with all you guys. So.
Yeah.
My best moments is that I have quite a few of them. One, we shut people down. Two, the love I felt from the people watching and you all on the podcast. Even if we disagreed, you never disrespected me. You still showed me mad respect and love. And the fun that I had doing this. And I can't wait until next year when we do our 2-year anniversary to say even better shit. I'll be honest. I can't wait until next year, because we are going to have a 2-year. We are going to have a 2-year. Because you guys think I'm leaving. I ain't going nowhere. I just want my main channel back. That's all, guys. That's it. I ain't going nowhere. If I decide to leave, it's because other things are going on in life. It had nothing to do with YouTube or other people. But I'm not going nowhere. I love gaming. I love gaming. I just do. But I wanted to bring it up because I'm actually a little teary-eyed because it's been a year. And you guys said all those nice things, and I appreciate that. And that's why you're here. That's why you are with me, the Irish podcast. It's not just me, it's us as a group. And we do have synergy, and I agree with you with that. We do. And we agree to disagree. And even when we disagree, we don't fight. We don't argue, we don't cuss at each other, we don't get stupid. We just disagree, and we say, okay, well, that's your opinion, it's mine. Whatever. And we let it go. And that's another thing I love about this podcast.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's great. But, like I said, my computer got messed up, and I had some other subjects, and I kind of don't remember what they were because I took medication for my allergies, and it's kind of messing with me right now. Anybody have anything else in the gaming news that you want to bring up before we end the podcast?
Yeah, I got some.
Does anybody have anything? All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Frozen.
I just looked at Gaming Bolt. Our good buddy Michael Pachter has a prediction. PS Pro will be default PS4 and PS5 will launch by 2020. Given by Michael Pachter.
The same guy who said that.
I'll be right back, guys.
He says everything.
He's the same guy that said the PS5 was going to be announced at E3. So
I just think he's a funny guy. I don't have no problem with him. I think he's funny.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, if you continually predict a console's going to come out, eventually it will.
Xbox was going to be successful because of the TV programs. Didn't he say something like that?
Do what now?
He said the Xbox One would sell like a lot of consoles because of it was going to have deals with TV services or something like that. It sounds like something he would say. I don't know. I didn't really follow him too much before, before the launch of these consoles. But I've heard a lot about him since the launch of these consoles, and damn, like that dude, like he just continues guessing until he's right, and then all of a sudden, like everybody wants to report on, well, he's right. Well, yeah, I guess if you continually say, guess what, guys, there's going to be a console announced at E3. Eventually, whenever there's one announced at E3, you're right. You know, so it's crazy that they put so much stock into his predictions because they haven't really been predictions; they've just been guesses, and sometimes he's right.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting a PS5, and I only know that because Sean Layton has come out publicly and said, yeah, they're going to do it now. As far as the time frame, I think a lot has to do with the number of the X's in February. So, you know, if the X does well and that starts putting Sony feels kind of I saw an article today where somebody said at least make Sony kind of turn their head a little bit. Just a little, because right now
it won't be Xbox. It's gonna be Nintendo.
Well, possibly. I think the Switch will be the top, depending on how many they get out there.
But I don't even think that's gonna even take over Sony. I don't think there's nothing that Xbox is that they have in a lineup in 2018 that's fucking with PlayStation. Period. I just don't see it.
No, I don't think Xbox or Nintendo actually have anything for PlayStation.
Nintendo has Pokemon. Pokemon is very big.
It is big.
But one game ain't gonna turn the tide.
It's big, but it's not big enough for Nintendo to even become for the Switch to even get close to.
I'm not talking about like close in sales. I'm talking about like a big game. Like
well, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously they have a big game. I mean, like Pokemon will do well, but I mean, they won't. I think Nintendo will eventually be second place for this generation, and I think that you'll see Xbox. Like Xbox just doesn't have anything at all, unless something massively changes. That I don't know.
Their next Halo, maybe.
Halo's dying out, man.
I'm playing the next Halo. It's called.
No, but people are still gonna buy Halo just because
people are gonna buy it, but I mean, it's kind of like it doesn't do great numbers. I mean, sure, it did for the 5 million or whatever, but I mean, it's not. If you look at the old Halos, I mean, it didn't actually sell like way better than the old Halos. It's just I think Halo's played out. I think people love it. Obviously, the big diehards, but I think that for the most part, it's not really a mainstream game anymore. I think they depend too much on Halo and Gears and Forza.
I agree.
I agree with that. I'm back, guys. I'm back.
Well,
Sorry.
didn't Halo 4 just go backwards compatible? Was that yesterday or today?
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. You're right.
Okay, yeah. So now I guess you can play every Halo now, so and that's another reason why Phil Spencer got the promotion. And that was his idea, the whole backwards compatible thing. And I know it was necessary. I don't think he was outside walking around or whatever and said, "Oh, I got a brilliant idea." I just think that it was something they had to do to survive. I mean, when you all just brought up something that nobody talks about, when Microsoft launched the Xbox One, you realize they actually bought studios. They had TV studios. They were going to do like a Halo TV show, like a TV show on the Xbox with Spielberg's help. And they invested millions into these studios, and then they had to shut them down. And that's where most of their money went for the gaming. So that's what they were going to do. They had a young lady. I think you all go back far enough. Spielberg came out there with a young lady. And they were talking about Halo. So that's where all their money went to.
They were investing really heavily in the Halo lore and the Halo pool, and then it backfired on them for some reason. I don't know what happened, but it did. And
I think the people that were first interested, that were blown away by Halo, they moved on. They grew up. A lot of people that had those games might not be playing games as much as they are, and the younger generation might not feel Halo as much as other people do.
Yeah, that's the reason why. I mean, that's the reason why, like people like Uncharted. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, it's gone, through what, like 5 games now, 6 if you count the Vita.
Right.
It's done. I mean, it's time to move on. Let's go on to your next project and see what happens. And like you did great with The Last of Us, so let's see what else you can do to combat.
Yeah, do more. Like, just don't keep doing the same stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing is with Microsoft is like they just keep on. They're like, well, we know Halo so well, so let's do another Halo.
And Rambo, they could have had. They could.
Well, no, I was probably going to say the same thing. FORZA was going to say.
I was going to mention Destiny because
they had the opportunity for Destiny to be exclusive.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like they could have had that if they would have. They would have just said, "You guys do what you want to do."
Yeah, but they didn't want to give them that. They wanted to force them into doing nothing but Halo, and Bungie just said.
But see, that's something Sony does different. That's something Sony does different. They'll say, "You want to make this?
They give
go ahead and do it. Go do it. Do it right. Give us the best product. Bring it." They'll do that.
Especially Rare.
And people keep talking about Sony not having no fucking money. Well, if they don't have money, where are the games coming from?
Well, they just made the movie Spider-Man Homecoming made $1 billion. Sony gets all that money.
I'm talking about the gaming division. They're allowing these people creative freedom. They're bringing the games. Okay, the games are selling, so they stop saying they're broke all the time. Yeah, a while ago they had some financial problems, but that was over 2 years ago. They kind of recouped themselves with the PlayStation 4 when they did this shit and they bought the games and they cleaned up their shit from the PlayStation 3.
Yeah,
you got to give them credit for that. And people don't.
Oh yeah.
But see now the Xbox brand of gaming, not the Microsoft. I'm not talking about Microsoft because Microsoft on its own is just fine. That's totally separate. I'm talking about the gaming division. They need to do something to get it right.
It's because they don't focus on. Microsoft doesn't keep Xbox, like think of them as a main division, like how Sony thinks of PlayStation, because Sony's priority money gain, like income, is from PlayStation, not from anything else. It's from PlayStation. Microsoft's income is not from Xbox.
Xbox is a side project.
Yeah, they don't care. Like they don't care about Xbox.
I understand it's a side thing, but to make the Microsoft brand grow better, wouldn't you want that division to do well?
Yeah, but they don't.
Because you know what it sounds like to me. Not to cut you off, Frozen. You know what it sounds like to me? Well, we are a side. We're just a little side thing. So our parent company, which means my mommy and daddy don't give a shit about me. Think about a family. You're a child, and you're a child in that division, and they don't care about you. If you flop, oh well, we don't care. We're still going to do good. So,
well, can I say something? I think
that made no
Phil
sense to
Spencer,
me.
you know what I'm saying, that's why he got promoted, because I didn't really say nothing about Phil Spencer. Congratulations. I think he can change the culture by being in that spot, by sitting at that board, sitting at that table now.
Yeah, but you know what? Phil Spencer's too nice, man. He's like he's like over here talking about other companies and stuff like that. That's cool. But you don't see Nintendo talking about Sony and Microsoft like that. Nintendo doesn't even see them as competition. They even said they don't do well competing, but look at them winning. They don't even congratulate other companies and stuff like that. Phil Spencer is saying he's playing Zelda on the plane. He's like over here talking about Uncharted and stuff like that. You know, Phil Spencer's too nice.
But I don't think that doesn't have anything to do with them not having no games. That's just him showing love to the company, because a lot of the people that support Xbox is some fucking fanboy retards.
Yeah, he knows.
All they talking about is motherfucking.
Corleone, I get that. Corleone, I get that, but I get what Frozen's saying, because I said this a while ago. I understand you congratulate somebody on winning an MPD or doing whatever, but he is too nice. He needs to get some gonads, okay, and stick up for his own company.
They did get Shannon Loftus out of there.
Yeah, but they have stuck up for the company. Look at the E3 and everything when they was coming out talking about, oh, we got the best exclusives and all that shit, and it backfired in their face.
So that's just like marketing.
They need to be humble, kind of. You know what I'm saying? And like, they've been cocky for a long time, man. If you remember the 360, man, it was extra cocky. So they need to be a little humble.
Was the best fucking era ever of the Xbox brand.
They are going through right now what Sony went through after the PS2 into the PS3. Like, Sony came out, was real cocky because of the PS2 success. They came out real cocky because of the Xbox 360 success. The difference is that Sony has and continues to have studios to combat these stupid mistakes they make. Like, they can overcome them.
Sony can take risks.
Microsoft can't. Like, Microsoft doesn't. They don't have the studios. Like, they're not
getting. Because they closed them down, Rambo.
Yeah, but he told us
they weren't getting the funding from Microsoft. That's what I'm saying. Go back to the old family thing. You are my child. You ain't supporting your child.
He told us in 2014 that he was really committed to focusing on first party after he shut down a couple of studios, and he said, we're gonna be focused on first party, build it up, and we really want to bring some first party games. And then instead of actually buying studios and stuff and expanding studios, he would have a third party create a game, but then buy just the IP. So yeah, it's a first party IP, but it's not. I mean, nobody. Then now, sure, you own the IP, but to get a sequel, now you got to find somebody to make it the next time around. And so, to me, there's no guarantee. There's less of a guarantee with that you're going to get a sequel, because of the fact that you got to find somebody that'll do it.
Yeah, and you gotta realize that these studios, apparently they do have studios that are working on stuff, but it takes time. You know what I mean?
Who?
Apparently they do have studios. They bought studios.
No, they didn't buy any studios.
I heard that they have studios one in London,
They opened a store in London.
Oh.
They didn't open a studio. And
they need to whatever they need to do is it takes time. Even if they do buy a studio, people can't expect a game a year the next year.
No. Well, yeah. I mean, just the fact of seeing that the fact that they bought the studio would be promising enough.
I think they bought. They say, oh, we're gonna buy this game, and I think they just need to focus on studios and letting them fly. Look, you can do whatever you want, and we're gonna back you.
In my opinion,
you can't do it. You can't have Naughty Dog, whether they old or whatever, them games is off the chain. Them games is on another level. So you got to step up to that level. It shows that the systems can make these types of games. So you can't be coming out with mediocre shit when all these other companies that PlayStation owns and Nintendo owns are making these games that on another level.
They need to grab third-party deals.
What?
Like I understand people don't
No,
like exclusives. They need them third-party deals. They need
no, they do. I agree.
But they
with you.
got them though. They got the Shadow Mordor and they got the
no. I mean like third-party exclusives. Like
nah, they ain't, that shit ain't gonna work. They tried that shit with Tomb Raider and all the other games. Tomb Raider still sold more on PS4.
Guys, what they need to do is a studio of people, believe in them and give them creative freedom.
Yeah, they need
that's what they need to do. And then build from there. Build from there.
They need to use freaking Rare. They need to use Rare's real talent and make good games. Like Rare is probably one of the best studios that they had. That they could do something with, but they're not.
343 Studios. They need to be letting them make a couple of other games, like maybe expand that studio and make a couple other games. What's the one for Gears? Have a Gears team and then have another team hire some more people and make another game.
What they need to do is, I think they need to get PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. They need to get that exclusive. They need that exclusive. If that goes to the PlayStation, they aren't really getting much on there.
No, it is exclusive to them, right?
No, it's not.
Ooh, what?
It's not exclusive. It's going to be on. It might be on PlayStation.
They publishing it.
What?
They published Tomb Raider. That one over there.
Play Battlegrounds.
No, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds isn't exclusive. It's just
they haven't said no. Like they haven't said no.
No, they did say no. No, what I'm saying is like it is not exclusive. What it is that Microsoft made the same kind of deal with them as they did with Rise of the Tomb Raider, except it's not a time deal. Rise of the Tomb Raider was a year. With this, they cannot work on another project. They cannot work on the PlayStation version of the game until that game is released in the Xbox Store. So once that game is released in the Xbox Store, then they are free to go do what they want to do.
That's what I mean. They need to lock that down. What
they should have done is they should have actually taken Studio CDHMR that made Cuphead, bought that studio, allowed them to build from Cuphead on up to the next one. They should have taken the people who made Crackdown 3, bought that studio, let them make Crackdown and then whatever the hell they want to make afterwards. Then they should have picked whoever did the that stupid, what's that zombie survival game they got coming out?
State of Decay.
Yeah, State of Decay. Instead of buying the IP, buy the IP and the studio. Let them make State of Decay 2.
They should have bought Crytek, bro.
Then you have free reign. The thing is, though, is that they just keep buying these IPs, and sure, you have a shit ton of IPs already. You're not doing anything with them because you have no studios to do them with.
Well, again, you got to really understand, Rambo, that that's not their long-term goal.
Oh, I know. Their long-term goal is just to have games as a service.
Yeah. And so, yeah,
they're not looking into building their first party. They're not. I honestly foresee Halo and Gears and all them eventually going away, and it actually just being a console where you can buy the EAs, the Activisions, all their games that they come out with, and just have a good version of it, and have a media player as well. And I think it's basically going to end up being like a Steam box.
And that's good because majority of the people that's buying Xbox are just loyal to 3 games: Madden, 2K, and whatever other game you want to put in there. FIFA, Call of Duty. They play a certain amount of games. I'm telling you, I have more friends on the Xbox than on the PlayStation. But all they play is fucking sports games all day. They play the third-party games that they want to play, and they buy the same game every year. Whatever the new game is, that's what they play.
What they need, Mr. Coleon, then they need exclusive sports games on there. They need whatever that fan base likes. They don't have a baseball game. How many Xbox guys talk about they want a baseball game? You know what I'm saying? They need stuff that you can't get anywhere else.
Well,
they won't though, because they're not into putting more money into studios and shit like that. They're looking for a way to actually make money off of Xbox without having to put a lot of money into Xbox.
Yeah. And people got to understand why they made the Xbox. The Xbox is here. Bill Gates did the Xbox because Steve Jobs, rest in peace, was going to put Halo on the Mac. Steve Jobs was trying to put games on Mac years ago, and Bill Gates went in and said, because they couldn't stand each other. But Bill Gates went in and bought the damn studio and said, just publish it on the Microsoft thing with this console that Bill Gates actually helped build. So But yeah, they're not looking to buy and invest in studios. I mean, it's just unfortunate. That's why they want crossplay. Why go ahead and you piggyback into something else? You all brought up the baseball game. They get inundated with email every day because they can't play MLB The Show. They are constantly getting email, so that's the game that they're really targeting for crossplay. That's why Sony knows that. That's why Sony, because as soon as they get one game with Sony, they're going to keep coming back like a crackhead, so for more stuff. They are. They will. It doesn't matter if it's first party IP or if it's through a second party.
The only thing it does right now is it benefits. Obviously it benefits the gamers, but it also benefits. The only company it benefits right now is Microsoft. And you got to. Anybody who says that Sony's doesn't care about the gamer and whatever, they care about the gamers, but they also care about their business. And that's part of the thing is in order to care for the gamers, they have to care about their business. And one of the things by allowing crossplay, that would take so much money away from PlayStation. And right now, there's no reason for them to even worry about it. I have never in my life, whenever I'm playing, thought, man, what would be fun is if I could actually play this with an Xbox guy or a Nintendo guy. I've never once cared. I've never played when I played Rocket League, I played with just PS4 people. I never really cared if I played with PC people or whatever. It didn't matter. Crossplay is the furthest thing from most gamers' mind. The only reason that people are acting like it's a big deal now is because Microsoft is talking about it. And it's just kind of ironic that they're talking about it. And at the beginning of this generation, even they were like, "Oh no, we're not doing crossplay."
I think I'm for crossplay for fighting games. I'm
not against it.
I know you're not against it.
I'm just saying that I don't see a point in it.
Sony was ready last generation to do it, and they said no.
They were ready at the beginning of this generation too, when they put Final Fantasy 14 even on the PS4. They asked Microsoft again. Microsoft again said no. So Microsoft had the chance this generation. Microsoft said no because they thought they were actually going to do better this generation than what they're doing now.
No, the problem is, Rambo, is that the people that are in Microsoft, excuse my mouth again, they're pussies. who buy the consoles and don't play games, and they get on. If they do get on a fighting game, they're pussies. They can't win.
I think it's a small amount of people that's pussies.
No, but you know what?
So there's a small amount of people that have a media, and they're the ones that's oh yeah, those are the people that's fucking it up. The majority of the people that have an Xbox, they don't even give a fuck about half of the shit we probably talking about. They just playing Madden. Are they playing their sports game? Are they playing they Call of Duty? Are they Battlefront?
No, those people
not Battlefront, Battlefield.
But those people probably aren't listening to us right now.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about people who say they're hardcore.
There's a small amount of people that are talking for a whole generation, and it's not really fair because they just running out the side of their mouth. They just talking out the side of their ass.
Well, that's
what I'm saying. The voice of that's what I'm saying. We're sticking up. We're trying to get.
You gotta speak louder, then, fam, because motherfuckers, motherfuckers got their voice over you.
We're trying to get the community to connect with each other. We're trying to make the community better, give people a better experience. That's what we're here for.
But that's what I'm saying. We
do anything else but to make it and to tell people, you have a voice. You're a consumer. Speak up for what you want.
Craig is a perfect example of a good voice at Xbox. Gamer Addict is also, I can name a couple of people that I know.
No, there are a few.
Really
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying
that. But then there's a lot of people that be just saying dumb shit. I ain't gonna say their name. Mm-hmm. But they say a lot of dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? So
let them say dumb shit, man. Let people say dumb. They get exposed on themselves. The
way I look at it is that Microsoft has no reason to change because the fan base that they interact with. The ones that I'm not talking about just every bit of the people that play on Xbox, but the ones that they're willing to take the time out of the day, respond to, and actually carry on interactions with, they're telling them over and over again that they're doing a great job, keep up the great work, It's just so great what you're doing. You're for the gamers.
But Rambo, these are people that don't play games.
Right.
Why are they? And they should. Why don't they look at their gamer scores? Look into their history of when you look them up. That they're only on social media. Why are you listening to these people? Why not listen to people like us here in a podcast?
Because we being negative towards their shit. They ain't trying to hear that shit.
Yeah,
they know they fucking up. They know they need to fix some things.
No, I'm not being negative.
No, I'm just saying,
criticism.
I'm saying on the outside looking in, they looking at us as criticism because we fed up, because we want better, we want more. So yeah, they're gonna probably look at it and not try to listen to us, but they know they're hearing us. Somebody,
I know they're hearing us, but Corleone, they should consider that constructive criticism because we all say we will buy more if you give us more. That should be right there in itself a kick in their ass to say, hey, we got a group of people saying we do better, we'll make more money. Duh. But you listen to people who don't buy games, only buy like 5 consoles at a time, and have them sit there playing media play all the time. Come on, get out of here with that shit.
That when they buy all them consoles, they be like, yeah, keep buying them consoles, baby.
Well, and understand too that Microsoft has convinced these people, not me, that exclusive games don't matter. It's only about the multiplayer. That's why they were coming out saying things like, "Well, look at the percentage of this game to the sales of how many consoles that this has. This is hardly no sales. This is why the multiplats are going to dominate." And I've always said, well, doesn't Sony have most of the marketing deals? I mean, I know Microsoft has Madden and Shadow of War and Assassin's Creed, but that's it. You know, that's all they got.
Greg, just tell them to look at the MPDs and look at the top games on the MPDs. Most of them are exclusives from Nintendo and Sony.
Yeah, I saw Horizon Zero Dawn so far this year is it's in the top 5 or 10, and that's very good.
Zelda's still up there. Mario Kart, all the Nintendo games are still there. I don't see anything Xbox related other than maybe like I think 2K. I think that might have been up there.
2K is not Xbox.
Live.
No, I'm talking about like games like you know how they show the most purchased games. Yeah, I think like those are the games like usually like you don't really see like what was the last game, Halo Wars? You don't see that on the list.
Yeah, when they stopped mass producing Halo Wars. Also, that's what cracked me up about when Digital Foundry showed that Tomb Raider thing on the Xbox X, because it's like you all didn't buy this game when it came out. Why are you bragging about it? So it's just like that's what it's all about to them. It's about they have got to be able to say we have something that you all don't have. Look what's over here, even though they don't buy it. You know.
Come on, Craig. Don't lie to these people. You know they buy all the games.
Okay, you're probably right, but they didn't buy. Mr. Corleone's right. The Tomb Raider came out and it sold way more.
Yep.
On the PlayStation, not a little bit more, a lot more, to the point where Square said, had it not came to the PlayStation, they may not be here.
To
because PlayStation saved them.
Yeah, but to defend that, I don't think that game would have been created without Microsoft.
I don't because I imagine it would have. I'm saying that they probably would have gone to PlayStation for the money.
Yeah,
because PlayStation would have put money into Tomb Raider. I mean, Tomb Raider, like
I think they would have funded it. I think PlayStation would have funded it, but I think that they needed that funding regardless.
Oh yeah, they definitely needed the funding because it was going to be episodic if they didn't do the funding.
I definitely think that the next Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I think Sony's going to get that one for next E3. That'll probably be shown next E3, the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, or PSX. I think they're going to show that because they do have a new Tomb Raider coming out. Like they're working on.
I don't like when people get a game for a year and then you gotta wait for it to come on the either own it or don't own it. Like that shit is petty to me. Like I don't get that. Like, oh, we got it for a year and I'm gonna get it, you know what I'm saying? Because I want it if it's a game I want, but why should the consumer have to wait a year? And it's not gonna make people jump out and buy that console for that game. It has to be like spectacular.
It's a good thing though, like sometimes waiting because the price will be cheaper. You'll get all the DLC. The game won't be broken. You know what I'm saying? Like you might get the better version. You know, it'll be more polished. Like, you know, all the patches and everything will be all done. Any issues with the game will be there. You'll have all the content together. and you'll probably be playing a cheaper price.
That's an excellent point, Corleone.
I'm waiting
That's
for
an
it to be
excellent point.
$10, man.
I think they're doing that with Dead Rising. The Dead Rising 4. They're putting all the content together.
And for $60, yeah, basically for what everybody paid like $80 for or $90 for on the Xbox. All the PlayStation 4 gamers are getting it a year later for $60.
I don't even like that game. They can keep that shit.
Yeah, Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider was the same way.
Yeah.
All the DLC, all the skins, all that was done on the PlayStation version. And yeah, you had the checkerboard and if you had a 4K TV in the Pro, but you still got the definitive version of that game. So, and it's so, again, like Mr. Corleone's right. That the important thing is that the number that they walked in the office with and said, man, it was like 3-1. Of course, the fanboys damage controlled and said, well, of course, Sony's got more consoles. It should sell better. I mean, it's just, like I said, you just got to shake your head and just, play the games.
I couldn't wait. I bought that motherfucker on Xbox and beat it. Great game.
Yeah, the game's good. Yeah, that's a good game. I mean, that's a good game. So,
great game.
Unfortunately, they didn't buy the game. But again, they're bragging. It's like they're trying to brag about something called Battlefield 1. It's going to be enhanced. And it's like, y'all didn't buy that game, so I don't understand this. Had the marketing rights to it. It still got outsold.
But Craig, that's you're right. It's all about, for some people that support the Xbox brand, it's all about bragging rights. It's not about playing games. It's about bragging rights. Oh, we got this. Well, so do we. At least we support the games. You don't. It's all about bragging rights. We got this. We got this. We got that. But then if you got it, support it. And if you're not going to support it and just support a piece of plastic and not support the software, it's not going to. They don't realize it's not going to last. You got to do both. You can't support the hardware and not support the software.
Yeah, and when I realized it was about bragging rights, that's what everything clicked. It's like, wait a minute, you all aren't about your games. You're about saying that you have something that somebody else doesn't have. Because if you were about the games, you would have bought the game. But that's what they're about. So once you figure them out on that level, you can take them apart. I'm like, well, you know what? They need a better fan. So I got my Xbox and I am now the voice of Xbox. They can come to my channel and debate me on Xbox anytime they want. They will get broke down and cussed out, but it's the way it's going to happen to them. But they know it. So, but it's unfortunate.
Craig, that's why you and I get along, because I was a big Xbox person. And these people started, and you know that, and I go against those jackasses. That's why I brought them on a podcast. A couple to debate me or debate the panel, and we shut their asses down. We shut their asses down. They came to argue and fight. We shut their asses down because we know better, because we're real gamers. And that's why I like the panel that I have, because we talk real shit. And we don't let nobody talk against the actual facts of gaming. We don't let them do it. We keep it 100 with everybody. We keep it real. We keep it funky. We do all that shit. Other people don't do that. That's why we have a podcast. That's why we have a podcast that's going to grow and keep on growing. When we get that other channel back, we are going to explode. I'm telling you right now, we are going to explode. With the group we got, we're going to explode. People need to see that.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, get the word out there. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's all good. I'm excited about it. Bring it on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're going to bring it to them. Unfortunately, this channel is smaller. Nobody knows about it. But a handful of people. What we're doing, that's why I said I want to not constantly do the podcast until the other channel comes back, because people know that channel. I ain't shutting the podcast down, which people thought I was saying. No. I said to this channel, the podcast is done. The X one, not the original Irish podcast. It's not done. It'll never be done until I'm just tired of doing it. But that's when it'll be done. And I ain't tired of doing it because I love gaming. And I love having you all here. And we have good conversation. We talk about a lot of games. We talk about a lot of stuff that's going on. And that's what I like about this, like I said, this group. Because, and we don't get mad at each other. We don't go at each other. We may do it in a little passion for a particular game, but we're not going at each other like doing videos and saying we hate each other or whatever and going back and forth. That don't happen here. We don't do that. We agree to disagree, and that's what I love about this panel. Because we agree to disagree, and we have a diverse background. We have Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC. We have everything here. That's why I like this podcast, because I want it to be about everything.
Everything, everything.
Corleone is retarded. Yes, everything, everything. Yes. But that's what it's supposed to be, because gaming is about everything, because gaming is on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Nintendo. It's about everything. So we need to have a diverse podcast and diverse members to make so people who listen will come and listen to everything we have to say, because we have people from every console here or any place to game at. We're here. You know what I'm saying? On that note, we've been going over 2 hours, guys.
Wait a minute.
What do you mean?
We got one more thing to talk about, because this is our last. We ain't gonna be on for a while, so we need to talk about everything. All right, so player, what is that? Battlegrounds and shit. They trying to Fortnite or whatever it's called. What y'all think? I wanted to know what y'all thought about that.
Well, they're gonna
you can't even get the name right. You can't even get the name right. So what do you want me? How you want me to talk about it?
How is what is it called? Because I was gonna check the game out, because I'm like, if this is
you tell me.
I might check it out and see what's to it. So has anybody played it? And what are your thoughts on that?
No, I haven't played Fortnite.
I don't think my PC can run Battleground. I would love to play that. I don't think my PC can run that.
No, I don't think so either.
I heard that game, even on high PCs, has trouble.
It runs like shit, yeah. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is gonna, if they try to sue Fortnite for it, they're gonna lose. And they got a lot of audacity to even say the shit that they said about Fortnite, considering that PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is a copy from a copy of a game.
Okay.
So it's like they don't own the right to a Battle Royale game. The Battle Royale's been around for a long time. That game was actually born from a mod from H1Z1, which is another Battle Royale game. So it's not like that they made this thing up. They have nothing unique at all in their game. And what it is that they're so popular, and what's happening is that Fortnite is actually launching within the next couple of days on consoles for free, and it's going to have a Battle Royale mode for free. And so what happens is that they're going to be launching before PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and that's going to be the first, real big iteration of Battle Royale on the consoles. And so they're scared that Fortnite's going to take away some of the potential customers on the Xbox console, which they probably are, because hell, it's a free-to-play game, and people are loving Fortnite right now. And they can, get their Battle Royale fix right now. And plus, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is having a lot of problems running smoothly on high-end PCs. How do you think it's going to run great on the Xbox?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, great point about the whole H1Z1. Yeah. Again, their community doesn't know about that, and then Dota and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. You're right. As far as people who I've played that game, and I preferred Ghost Recon Wildlands, because I ran around in the bushes and I was shooting at people. It's the same damn thing. Now you do have different mods and different things you have to do, but overall, so if you like the grind part, it's actually not bad. But yeah, I just prefer Ghost Recon. If I'm gonna have to run around and shoot people like I did back in the 90s when I was playing Rainbow Six and Descent and Forsaken and my guy X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. It's just at least make it somewhat interesting. But you're right, it's a copy of another copy. Yeah. So, but successful. I'm happy for the guy. Seems like a real nice guy from the interviews that he's done. So
right.
Hey Craig, you gotta rephrase your stuff next time.
Okay.
Always in the bushes shooting.
Yeah. That's all you do for that game is laying down in the bushes trying to shoot people. Oh, I see what you're saying. All right. All right, went over my head. I'm sorry. You got me. All right.
Listen, if we're gonna end this particular stream on a good note, we gotta do it right. Come on now.
You got me, yeah.
Come on now. I got you.
In the bushes shooting.
Yeah. Well, somebody's got to do it.
Hey.
But we're going to end this one. We've been going 2 hours. Like I said, guys, everybody listening, listen, my regular channel is coming up at the end of October. It's coming back. You all know I got flagged from somebody got ass hurt. It's coming back. The cast is coming back. We're all going to be here. We're going to be there. Okay? We're going to bring you some real gaming news. We're going to talk about gaming. We're going to keep it real and 100 with y'all. All right? We are. That's why you came in the first place, because you know we keep it real. All right? So, with that being said, we're going to have you guys do your outros. Go ahead, Frozen.
Thanks for having me.
Every way to find you.
Yeah, find me Frozen_Magma on YouTube. I did a video talk about hypocrites in gaming, like stuff hypocrites say. Episode 1. I might do more of that. Looking for feedback within comments, and I'll make a video. A lot of stuff coming. Got a lot of Switch stuff coming next week. Pokken Tournament, amazing game. If you didn't pick it up, pick that up. Nancy, you would like that game. It's a fighter. Yeah, follow me on Mixer. I've been streaming over there. Mixer's such a cool site. I definitely mess with Mixer. It's a cool site. And follow me on Twitter, man.
Okay. All right.
And I'll see you
Rambo,
guys
go ahead.
October.
Oh, sorry.
You can follow me, of course.
Wait, hold on. They may see you before then, because maybe if I do a live stream on this channel, I'll bring you in the chat. So you ain't done yet. Don't even say that. Well, go ahead, Rambo.
You can find me, of course, on Twitter, where I spend, I guess, the majority of, not really the majority of my time, but the majority of my social media time. And that's at Rambo's Corner with a 0. Or you can get me on PlayStation or Xbox. Rambo's Corner on Xbox and Rambo_All-Star on the PlayStation. That's 0 on Rambo on both of those guys.
Okay. Mr. Corleone.
Yeah. Hey, make sure you follow me on YouTube, Mr. Corleone 4. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Mixer. Follow me every fucking where you need to follow. I love you guys. We'll be back, you know what I'm saying, in a month. And thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you guys for watching us. The people that's watching now, the people that's gonna watch later. And make sure you follow me on Twitter at JUS1DON. And y'all have a great weekend. And before I get out of here, just wanted to send prayers to everybody in New Mexico City and everybody in Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Love y'all, man. Peace.
That was nice. Mr. Corleone, they may see us again because we may challenge each other and play a game together and we'll live stream it. So don't worry about it. They may see us at the end. Yeah. Craig, go ahead.
It's Craig Harris again. Thanks for the vine. I appreciate the panel having me on again. You don't have to follow me on Twitter because I'm already following you. I'm streaming on Twitch and something called Beam or whatever it's called on Microsoft system now. So I'm over there playing Mass Effect 2. If you all want to check me out, I'll be streaming that here in about another 10 minutes. So come check me out over there on it's Mixer now. I'm sorry, it used to be called Beam, but Mixer.
Yeah, Mixer.
Mixer's a cool site, man.
Yeah,
it's cool.
I mess with it, man.
Yeah. So I forgot that they changed it, but yeah. I'm over there playing games on my gaming console. So
the audacity.
The voice of Xbox.
And you know who this is? This is the Titanfall Princess. And you're going to come and watch us all at the end of October on the original channel. But in the meanwhile, watch my streams on this channel, my uploads on my other channel. Okay, just look up Titanfall Princess. You'll find me everywhere. I'm out of here. And you know what? At least hit the like button. And you know why? Because y'all know you love me. Later, guys.